Welcome and hello. I thought I would make one of the first videos actually explaining what being a Mama Gator means and where I came up with the idea. My children are obsessed with alligators. There was a show, some of you may remember, called The Gator Boys, and they found it on Amazon and loved it. Took them to a gator farm, and I'm pretty sure they were the only kids going, "Oh, they're so cute!" And my oldest very distraught that she could not feed the alligators and or swim with the alligators. So there was a slight obsession with alligators, but there was an episode of a kids show, again, some of you may know, called Wild Kratts. And there was an episode talking about, actually crocodiles, but it's okay. They're in the same family. And how they're kind of misinterpreted as far as being good or bad mothers. They were basically trying to show one of the other characters on the show that, no, alligator moms are great moms. They protect the nest, they protect the babies. There's always that weird people think that they eat their babies because they actually carry them in their mouths. They do their best to protect their babies in what is relatively a hostile environment, especially when they're babies. They are susceptible to predators because they're tiny. And so the Mama Gator kind of has to protect them and lead them and help get them ready for their adulthood. Now, granted, their adulthood, I think, starts at like 1 or 2. But most things in the animal kingdom grow a lot faster than humans do. So after watching that episode, it really stuck in my mind because when I discovered respectful parenting is what I initially discovered, and now you may see it described as gentle parenting, conscious parenting, respectful parenting, empowered parenting. It's all of the same vein. I found as I discovered it and was beginning to practice it, it made total sense to me. And I did find a small community of people that it made sense to them. But I found that I often felt misunderstood as far as my decisions and my actions when it came to parenting my children. So seeing that episode was like an immediate click. I was like, that's what it is. Forget Mama Bear. I've seen articles about a unicorn mom. No, it's like Mama Gator makes sense. They're very misunderstood. Alligators in general, you only see part of them on the surface, but there's a lot going on underneath that you may not see. You know, still waters run deep is a good phrase for me, even though I'm sitting very calmly and watching my children, what they're doing, and not necessarily rushing over to help them. That doesn't mean that I'm not trying to sit on my hands and keeping from helping them, or that I'm not observing what they're doing. Was a major misconception I found. And, you know, I would think most parents, no matter what your style is, can agree that parenting is hard. You know, raising kids is hard. And it really takes a tough skin. But within the idea of like respectful parenting and things is that you do have to have a soft underbelly. You have to take time to really understand where your child's coming from. And that pulls in brain science, neuroscience, your nervous system, understanding your own trauma growing up, what triggers you, what is going to help shape you as a parent. And our goal is to help use all of that to shape our children into adults. And I think that's the other thing that's often forgotten is we are not just raising children. We are not just in the thick of it today. A lot of our decisions have to have some, future thought. Not all of them. But the overall idea is that we're raising children to be adults. They're going to be full-grown alligators. And we have to get them through that tender stage where we can protect them from the predators and give them the skills they need to be full-grown. And that's what this channel is going to talk a lot about. Partly where we feel as potential Mama Gators. This is for dads too, but it's from my perspective, and I'm a mom. Feeling misunderstood and people not necessarily understanding why we're going against what is considered traditional parenting. Removing punishments and rewards and really trying to understand what's going on in our child's bodies as well as our own. So going through some of the misconceptions of it, talk some about how to practice it. But one of the things I really want to focus on is the end goal. We are here to raise adults. We are here to help give them lessons that they're going to carry for the rest of their lives. And I'm not saying that to make it really heavy, but I'm saying that to help give perspective about what maybe our boundaries and our values are and what lessons we're actually trying to teach our children, and how much of it is helping prepare them to be self-confident, to be self-aware, empathy, validation. All these different things are all going to come together to create who they're going to be. And we just want to help provide that foundation for them. And part of what I'm talking about the channel is things that I am noticing in reading some self-help books, including marriage books, just self-help books, how to find your self-confidence, how to get over your traumas, blah, blah, blah. A lot of the stuff that I'm reading that they're talking about and they're retraining their brains now as adults is a lot of the basis of what I'm going to call Mama Gator parenting. And, if we can start teaching our kids this now, if they need to read a self-help book, it's going to be like a refresher. Like, oh yeah, that's what mom was trying to tell me. Oh yeah, that's why they did this. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, I remember now. Or maybe they won't need to read them at all. I mean, I hate to completely obliterate an entire industry. But the goal is that they're going to be more self-reliant. And that's not about pushing them to be self-reliant. That's not throwing them to the wolves. That's not throwing them to the predators and here, figure it out. No, we're going to give them the skills. We're going to give them the foundation and help be here as they go and continue to help learn and change and shape who they are, as well as they do that for us. And it's understanding that it's a complete cycle. It's an evolution. And I think the final thing I want to leave on this video is that parenting is a journey with no destination. It's a journey we're on forever. And it's constantly changing. It's a roller coaster. It's an up and down. It's a back and forth. And together with our children, we're going to learn. We're going to teach them. We're going to model for them. They're going to teach us. And at the end of childhood, it's not really the end of the journey, but your hope that you have helped create, and given the skills to your child to be a successful adult, a happy adult, a self-reliant, a self-confident, maybe things that you're struggling with. You hope you can gift them and give them the skills to do all those things without punishment, without reward, with an understanding of their brains and their development and their nervous system. And if this sounds like something that you are trying to do, want to learn to do, or just looking for a community, I hope you subscribe. I hope you check out the channel, my TikTok, and I'm working on a Patreon as well to help build a community so that we can help each other and support each other, and help educate and help understand where we're coming from and where we're trying to go. All right. Thanks, Gators. I'll talk to you later.